Happy Juneteenth, y'all. Happy Juneteenth. You know, it really hit me today as I was riding the subway. And I thought about enslaved black women during chattel slavery in the United States, during the United Colonies of America, and then during the United States of America. And I thought about how these enslaved black women, my ancestors, the ancestors of many American blacks, they were raped at random, at will. Could be raped 10 times a day, 3 times a day, twice a day, in their sleep while they're working for free, picking cotton and tobacco, crops, all type of crops. The blues came from them. It's Juneteenth, and I thought about just being randomly raped at any point throughout my day and having no fucking recourse of action, no justice, no protection from the men around me, from the men around them, no protection, just knowing at will this fucking racist could just rape me. And then I have to bear children. And then I come to love the children that's growing in my womb and expanding my belly. And then that child of mine that I connected with can just be sold away from me. And then I have to go right back. They have to go right back into the fields for cotton and tobacco and any other crop that was enriching this freaking country. And then sold to England and other countries. If you're in the field, when a enslaved black woman was in the field, she could be raped. She'd be raped and working in the house, raped. It's like the idea that our ancestors, the enslaved black women in particular, could just be violated at any time throughout their day, violated sexually with their body, and then disrespected emotionally, berated and demeaned emotionally and mentally, and still having to work in the fields and to work in the house to produce riches for this country that they did not share in. I just like, have you cried for the enslaved black woman? Have I cried for the enslaved black woman? I think in general, I cry for the group, right? Because the men and the women were suffering. But when I think about being a woman and knowing that if I put myself, because I looked at my bare hands with no nail polish on, and for some reason, when I looked at my bare hands, it made me think about my enslaved ancestors, our enslaved ancestors, at least in this country, and how they could be picking cotton with their hands or picking crops, whatever the crop is, or wiping and cleaning and nursing somebody else's baby that they didn't want to nurse, right? And being whipped at any point because the missus is mad because the fucking enslaver is raping my enslaved ancestor, the woman, so she could be whipped because the missus is mad that her husband is raping the enslaved black woman, but she's looking at it like, well, she like him, he likes her. No, it's not like or love. And 12 years a slave, you can miss me with that. She was in love with the master. He was no. So it's like, shout out to Irene Yvette. She's a YouTuber, and she did this whole breakdown about enslaved black women and what the trauma that they had to experience. And they experienced trauma repeatedly over and over and over throughout the day, had no recourse, nothing, no, to walk around. And like, I thank God for their endurance and their perseverance and their resilience. And hopefully throughout their day, or one part of the day, or 2 seconds of the day, they were able to laugh with somebody they knew, maybe smile at the beautiful sunlight. And I thought about it, I'm like, they in this beautiful The geographical area was beautiful. Mississippi and South Carolina and North Carolina and Atlanta and Alabama. Like beautiful landscapes, and then near the ocean, and near all these rivers and these beautiful, these colossal trees and the moonlight. But they couldn't wholly enjoy. So they're in this beautiful land that's producing all these crops from the soil and the trees. They're in this beautiful geographical environment, but their experience is not beautiful. 99% of the time. I think God allowed them at least 1% of peace or joy, happiness, and interacting with one another. Maybe they have 5 seconds of joy throughout, within, like, I don't know, 15 hours a day, a 15-hour day. Maybe they had maybe a 1 minute of joy or laughter or happiness or peace. And I understand wholly now why the blues originated in the fields. I understand wholly how the blues originated there. It breaks my heart. It really, like, it just breaks my heart that they had to deal with that. And wow. And then you have mofos talking about they don't want to do reparations. I didn't enslave your ancestors. Why do my tax dollars? I didn't enslave you. And why do my tax dollars? Because your fucking tax dollars go toward the war. You didn't cause the war either. We didn't cause the war. My tax dollars go toward reconstructing other countries. And I had nothing to do with the wars that were started over there. So please be quiet about your tax. I don't want my tax. We don't get to decide. We don't decide where our tax dollars go for the most part. A lot of times. It's like, oh, we're just helping out this country. We're going to rebuild this country. Meanwhile, right here, anyway, respect to my enslaved ancestors. Respect to their resilience and their perseverance and their diligence and a little bit of faith that they held on to survive the cruelty they experienced while making this fucking country the wealthiest country and not benefiting economically from all of their toiling. So respect to them, and respect to the enslaved black women who endured all of that. Repeated rape. Peace. Happy Juneteenth, y'all.